Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well. Hope you're getting some reading. Um, the book today I'm reviewing is called A Very Merry Christmas by Debbie Macomber. Now, you may have seen me review some of her books before. I think especially earlier this year. This is her newest one that came out this fall. Um, I They're lighthearted romances, nothing to be, I don't know, what's the word? Not to be taken seriously, let's just say that. So I'll read you the blurb here, and then I'll give you my writing and thoughts. A delayed ferry boat brings people together in the best way during the holiday season in this enchanting Christmas novel from #1 New York Times bestselling author Debbie Macomber. Avery and Reed Bond grew up sharing a close-knit relationship, weathering life's storms side by side. Even so, Avery often finds herself exasperated by her brother's relentless matchmaking, while Reed can't resist teasing his sister. After all, isn't what siblings do. Facing their first Christmas without their beloved Grams, the women who raised them, Reed and Avery, decide to spend the holiday together at Reed's home. However, their plans take an unexpected turn. When the ferry Avery is traveling on stalls in the middle of Puget Sound, stranding his passengers and leaving Reed waiting an undetermined length of time for her arrival. What is at first an inconvenience threatens to ruin the plans of a number of commuters, but Avery and Reed soon discover that this unforeseen delay might end up being a perfectly timed blessing in disguise. While stuck on the ferry, Avery meets a handsome sailor, of course, and witnesses a Christmas miracle that reignites her belief in the holiday spirit. Meanwhile, Reed runs into a co-worker who's also waiting for a family member to arrive and sparks a surprising and delightful connection. In this tale of holiday magic, the Bond siblings find themselves taking a chance on love, proving that sometimes the best moments in life come when we least expect them. I gave this either a 4 or 4.25. It's a cute read. It wasn't anything I didn't expect from her. It was, yeah, like I said, it's her new holiday novel. It's her holiday novel for 2025. She comes out with one a year, very regularly. And then, yeah, they're very much a joy. She has done other books. Last year, I read A Christmas Duet. I think I reviewed it here. I believe I did. And they usually have something to do with, either take place in Washington State or in Oregon, for the most part. This one takes place in Seattle. And apparently it's based upon, and she talks about it, either at the beginning or the end. I'm trying to find it. I think it's at the beginning. It's an author's note. She talks about it. She always has these. She usually has these by her inspiration for the book. She writes in the letter, Dear friends, the one question most authors are asked, where do you get your ideas? For me, it starts with something I've read or seen or heard. The plot for A Very Merry Christmas comes when the local news reported that a Washington State ferry traveling between Bremerton and Seattle had struck a sandbar. As a result, the passengers were stranded for hours until a tugboat came to their rescue, which happens in this book. That was all it took for my imagination to overflow with what ifs. What if it was Christmas time? What if there were compelling reasons people needed to get to Seattle? And what if, on the other side of Puget Sound, there were friends or family eagerly anticipating their arrival? Instinctively, I recognized this real-life incident had the potential for a great story. As an author, I've learned that there are some stories that almost write themselves, and others where each page feels like I chiseled it in stone. This book was a sheer joy to write. And my hope is that you find that same pleasure reading it as I did in the writing. Now turn the page and take a seat on the Washington State Ferry as it traverses the waterways of Puget Sound. Yeah, it was a cute little story, and not just Avery and Reed they're the primary characters, but the other people that they interact with become very important to the story, as well as some other things that happen. I won't spoil it because if you want to read it, I don't want to tell you. There are other stories that take place, and they're very heartwarming and, the usual. Yeah. I really quite enjoyed it. I gave it 4. I read it in one day, as to be expected usually with her books. I can sit down, read it, and it's done with. Yeah, it was a very enjoyable holiday novel, as I would expect any Debbie Macomber book to be. So that was A Very Merry Christmas by Debbie Macomber, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye for now.